Hello, welcome to another Informatica video tutorial. My name is Fernando Guerrero. I am a cloud solution specialist, and in this video I am going to show you how to read an Excel file in Informatica Cloud CDI. This video we are going to talk about the different ways that we have to read the Excel file. I will show you a demo about how to do it, and then I will use some reference to documentation. Well, in CDI, we have two different ways to read an Excel file, and each of them has the Hello, welcome to another Informatica video tutorial. My name is Fernando Guerrero. I am a cloud solution specialist, and in this video, I am going to talk to you about how to read an Excel file in Informatica Cloud. To this video, I will show you the different ways that we have to read files in CDI. I will do a little demo, and I will give you reference. I will give you links to documentation so you can read more about it. We have two different ways to read XML files in CDI. Each of them have pros and cons. So one of those ways to do it is if we use a Microsoft Excel connection. This option is the simple one because you only need to create a connection and that's it, and then use that connection in your mapping. But this one has a disadvantage. It's not so flexible because every single file that you want to read in the future, it has to be placed in the same directory. It needs to have the same file name. And of course, it needs to have the same data schema. The second way that we have to read an XML file, it's a little bit more complex. You need more elements. It's not just one connection. You need a flat file connection. You need an intelligent structure model. And also you need a structure parser transformation. So if you combine those three, you will be able to read the file. But this option, even when it looks more complicated, it gives you more flexibility because you will be able to place the files wherever you want, and you can have any file name that you want in the future. There is a catch for this, but I will show you. But it gives you the flexibility to have different names. You can process more than one file and place the files in different directories. You need to have the same data schema through all the files. This is for both solutions. You need to keep the same data schema. And I am going to do a little demo to show you both of these options. So we are going to do now a demo how to create the connection and how to read a file. Okay. So the first option was about creating a Microsoft Excel connection. So we come to the administrator page, then to the connection section, and we are going to create a new connection. And I will explain here each of the fields that we have to populate in the form. And the first thing that we are going to do is when looking at the connection type, we are going to search for the Microsoft Excel connection. So here is. Yeah, you need to give a name to this connection. You need to select the secure agent where you are going to run it. You need to specify the folder where you are going to have your file. Then it's asking you if the first row in your file is a header or not. So I have this example of this file. This is my data, and the first row it's my header. So if I use this file as the one that I want to consume, yes, the first row will be a header. Then I have to give it a file name, and you need to specify the extension. Don't forget to do that. And just by looking at this form, you can already see the limitations because you are hard coding the location and the file name. You are going to be able to change this in the future. It's not dynamic. So every single time that you want to read a file with this connection, you will need to have always the same file name and place it in the same folder. So yeah, you can take this connection, you can go to create a mapping, then a source transformation, and use this one as your connection. It's as simple as that. but if you see, it's not very flexible. So the second option is more flexible. It requires more steps, but this is more, you can do more things. Okay. So if we want to do it in the second way, where we use a flat file connection together with other elements, it's going to be more powerful. And I'm going to show you what you need to do. So the first thing that you will need to do is to go to New Asset, Components. Then we have here the Intelligent Structure Model. We are going to select that one. We are going to create one. You can give it any name that you want. Read Excel. And you will need to give one file as an example, so this intelligent structure model can read the schema from this file. And all the future files, they need to have similar schema. So based on file sampling, and I am going to use this file here as my sample. So I need to choose my file, open. I select to discover the structure, and I want a relational output. So if you see, it was able to discover the schema in my Excel document. Then we save it. Now let's go to a mapping and how to use this one. So we have a source. In this source, we are going to use a flat file connection. That's all we need. It's going to be a single object, but we are not reading the Excel document directly. If you see, we are reading a text document. So this text document, if you come here, this text document has a header, call it file name. This is very important. If you don't put this name, it's not going to recognize it. So you have this file name, and you have here the path and the name of the file that you want to process. This gives you the flexibility that in the future you need to have a different path or have a different name. You can create a shell script, and you can use a command task here to populate this file before the mapping gets executed. And here you can put any location, any file name. So it gives you more flexibility. And if you want to read more than one file, yeah, you can put here all the files that you want to process. So this gives you more flexibility. So I close this. So basically here what you are doing is you are passing the path where the file is located in your source. Then you will need to create an structure parser transformation. So you come here, you search for a structure parser here, you bring it here, and here in structure parser, remember the one that we created before, the intelligent model? Well, here is asking you which intelligent structure model you want to use. So we are going to specify, I already created one before that is the same schema, that's why you see different name. But here you specify the intelligent structure model that you created that contains the schema of the Excel file, and you just connect your source that is giving you the location of the file. So when you create your field mapping, you create the file name that comes from the source, and you are going to map it with file path, not with data, with file path. This is the location where the file is. That's where you are sending. So remember here in the field mapping, you take, this is the field coming from source, and you want to map this to the file path from the structure parser. And you will notice that you have two groups as your output. One of them called element, that basically element contains this data here. That's what the element has. Basically that's the data that you want to process. And this one contains the name of the header. That one's go here. So yeah, here I just care about my actual data. So when you let me delete this one, and you will see I want to create a connection to my target. It's gonna ask me, do you want to send the element or the other one? So I want to say I want this one. So now I am sending my actual data. I am sending it to the next transformation, or to your target. Okay, and yeah, this gives you a lot of flexibility when processing files. It requires more steps, it requires more assets, but the benefit is about flexibility. I will recommend to use this one in the future. If you want to know more about the Informatica Microsoft Excel connector or about the Informatica Intelligent Structure Model, you can visit the following links. It's our official documentation, and you will get more information about this connector and this asset. If you have any feedback about this video, feel free to send us a message, email or social media platforms. Thank you very much for watching this video.